Hello everyone and welcome to Final IT. In today's video we're going to be looking at setting up a bootable USB drive using a tool called Rufus. This tool can be useful for installing an OS like Windows or Linux onto your computer. It's also helpful for making bootable tools for diagnosing computers if you have any of those that you use. First we will want to download Rufus from their website. This link can be found in the description. You can either get the standard version of the program down here, or underneath it is the portable version, which we'll go ahead and use that in our case. The portable version does not require an install. You can just open it up and run it. So we'll go ahead and open up Rufus. Accept the user account or user access control there. We'll tell it not to check for updates in our case. But you can set that based on your preference. Once we get to this screen, the first thing that's important for us to do is to select an ISO, which is what the default option is here. We'll go over to the select option to pick which ISO we want to use. So in our case, we're going to be using a CentOS 7 ISO that we downloaded from their website. So we'll select that. Another important thing is to pick the partition scheme. Now as a GBT, which is what the newer versions of Windows come as defaulted, you can only use UEFI mode. And you'll know if you have UEFI mode based on whether or not your motherboard supports it. So that's something to Google, whether or not, if you have a pre-built machine or if you built it yourself, you'll just want to make sure your motherboard supports it. Most machines built in the last few years will have that, so probably around 5 years or so at this point. But CentOS, we'll leave it as MBR because that's fine for this case scenario. And then we'll want to leave the file system and cluster size as default as well. You can rename the volume if we'd like the USB drive to have a specific name. We'd enter that there, and when we're ready to go, we'll just hit start. Alright, and then it'll ask you if you want to pick a specific imaging mode. It's generally going to give the correct option for what you're working with, so we'll just go with the recommended option in this case. It's going to warn that everything on the USB drive already is going to be destroyed. So for example, this is the previous name. It's a Windows install disk beforehand, but it's going to wipe everything that's currently on there and replace it with this CentOS installation. Alright, when it's finished creating the USB drive, it'll prompt you that it's ready. You can then take your USB drive out and use it to boot the system of your choice. Make sure that on that machine you've set the boot list priorities, or that you've known how to manually select the USB drive. That's based on the motherboard, or if you have a pre-built machine like a Dell, it's depending on the manufacturer, that kind of thing. So you may need to look up the specifics for your system on how to open that up. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think.